talk. I know,
What,
right?
what better place than we should be, right?
I know. We're definitely going to get to the titties.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I have to say, I am so fascinated by your story. Growing up in Montana, moving to the Playboy Mansion at 18 years old. Like, I need to hear it all.
Okay.
So I want to start with, did you always want to be a model?
Believe it or not, no. Okay, so high school, I was bullied. I was tall, like 5'11". Yes, I had my spurt early. I had braces before any plastic surgery. I'm German, so I had a nice big German nose.
So you kind of felt like that ugly duckling story.
So I really was, and I was so bullied, and I think about it now, and I'm like, oh my God, if there was social media back then, like I would be dead, like crazy.
Oh, my titties would have been all over the
you know what I
internet
mean,
and
like
Snapchat.
because you know, like the trolls now, they're like, oh, they can say anything because they're behind a screen, but to a
what
point,
you mean.
yeah. And then in high school, like legitimately having people like say these things like to your face, like you're ugly, it's like, oh,
but look at you now,
best
you're
revenge
beautiful.
ever. I'm like, best revenge ever.
So, she was in Playboy. You got back at all of that.
So all of it. So I never even considered it. So how it happened, I was 18 years old, and as a graduation gift, my mom's my best friend, by the way. Like, adore her, love her. My younger brother and myself, he loves basketball. We were huge fans of the Suns. And I wanted to actually move to Arizona before, and I wanted to be a Phoenix Suns dancer.
Interesting, okay.
Because I've been in dance since I was 2. Jazz, ballet, hip hop. I can even do a little twerk. But so in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, you know. And then I got my braces off. I filled out. I started feeling a little bit more confident. Dyed my hair bleach blonde.
Right, and of course, as one does.
Yeah, and then, tried to take attention from that to,
to titties, right.
Yeah, to these guys. And again, 5'11" without heels. My mom got us courtside seats, and I made my own outfit. Like, I designed it. Like, I had these white cut-off short. Like, I was there to show out. Like, I wanted to get attention.
And you did.
Exactly. Wait till you hear this. So I could literally see, it's when Shaq was on there. So that just shows you how long ago, like when Shaq was on the Suns, like, oh my God. So that's when I was courtside. But I even saw, I believe it was Lamar Odom, I want to say. I was so close to him, I could see his like sweat beads. Like, we were literally courtside, and
that's awesome.
I was as tall as them, like, because in my heels.
So you stood out and you got the attention.
And I even got their heads. I got some of their heads turning, and I was like, all right.
So what was the moment? Who came over to you?
The game's over, okay, and didn't think anything of it. Everyone's leaving. My mom and my brother and I stand up. We start walking out. I'm doing my little strut. 6'4", like feeling myself. And this lady comes up to me with a card, and this had never happened to me before. And at the time I was a lot thinner than this.
Well, everyone is at 18 years old.
Exactly. So I was a lot thinner, but she's like, hi, I represent a modeling agency here called Scottsdale Models. We like your look. Would you be interested? And my mom instantly was like, oh, this is a scam. Like, don't do it. And I'm like, let me just take the card just to see what happens. Whatever. I have nothing to lose. I'm 18. So took the card, didn't think anything of it, went home. Then the more I started, looking into it, and then that's the same time the Girls Next Door show.
Right. Oh, I totally remember. Yeah.
Like that was the same time that was on. And the wheels just started turning. I'm like, you know what? If some random lady, thought I was good enough to do modeling, and, and then just kind of like putting all these pieces together, I'm like, I think I do want to do this. And so at 18 is when it kind of happened. So I didn't tell my mom. She wanted me to enroll in college, which I did, but I dropped out for Playboy. And I called the number and pretty much like it was legitimate. And so since I was 18, I technically didn't really need mommy's permission.
Technically, yeah.
But I still, valued her. And so I asked her, I said, how would you feel if I went to Arizona to pursue this modeling dream? I was like, because I can go back to college when I'm 50, 60. Like, I can always learn. But I'm not going to look like this.
Right.
For when I'm 50, 60. Like,
so did you move to Scottsdale?
Yes. So that was but that was hell. So that was my first stop. So I went to Scottsdale for about a year.
Okay.
and rented a room from some random girl off Craigslist.
Oh, I remember those days.
Those days, right?
I had Craigslist roommates in New York for like 10 years.
It was the wildest thing because she
you get some weird people.
No, but you ready for this? She just happened to not disclose that she had a fucking ex-con as a boyfriend who was coming out that very next day. So as soon as I'm literally, it's a movie.
Well,
it's a movie. So
I mean, Craigslist, you get some stuff.
Exactly, and it was literally like, yes, it was literally my first Craigslist experience and my last.
Okay.
So I called my mom up, and I was like, Mom, I don't need a lecture. I know you're right. Like, please just get me a ticket home. Like, I just get me the fuck out of here. And I called the agency, and I was like, is there any way, like, you know, I can still, you know, I can travel for bookings, or, you know, and then they said yes, but they started me with runway. Okay. Because, again, thin, and but what they made me do, I had to tape my breast down because my boobs were too big.
No, because, you know, I like titties, and it's tit talk. How big were your boobs at that point?
Just natural double Ds. So
it's pretty good, though.
But not small, but any means, but they wanted them small. So I did a few runway jobs. Didn't make a lot of money. I didn't like how I was being picked apart. You know, your eyes are too close. Your nose is this. Your fat,
titties are too big.
Yeah, like your legs are too. I was like, I don't need this. And so again, watching the girls next door, I'm like, these women. And then, you know, I started to get curves. I'm like, these women are beautiful. Like, they're confident. They're curvy.
So seeing them on TV inspired you?
Pretty much.
Really?
Pretty much.
Say,
I think I could do this, honestly.
So what was that process to actually be able to, like, apply for Playboy?
Okay, so this is where it gets even more crazy. Okay. So because I was already enrolled in college, that was pretty much my in. Because I had my Montana college that my mom wanted me to do. So I auditioned. At the time, they had, like, you know, MILF edition, college girls edition.
Right.
They had all these different.
So you were a college girl?
So that's how it started. And then, so I auditioned for that. They loved me. You know, I was still all natural at the time.
Right. Amazing.
Blonde girl from Montana, 6 feet. Like, they were into that whole thing. And I was like, all right, cool. So, why not try it? So I auditioned. They fucking loved me. And then it literally happened like a whirlwind. So from there, they were like, we're interested in having you come to one of the Midsummer Night Dream party to be naked and body painted. And that's what Kendra did. That's how she got noticed.
Okay.
I was like, fuck yeah. Like, let me try this. Like this will be fun. So did that. They paid cash. It was fucking awesome. I wish I could still do that job. Like, wow. Under the table. But it was just so liberating. And so after, and I got to meet Hef, you know, and interact with all these celebrities and everything. And just after physically seeing Hef, he said to me, and that's why I kind of, even to this day, I'm in shock. He's like, I would like you, because there's a Playboy Studio West here in California where they test for Playmates to shoot. He's like, I'd like you to test for Playmate.
So you got the personal invitation
from Hef, and that's what I'm saying. That's like for me, and I hate to.
It's a big deal.
Yes, because
that's a very big deal.
And like what I was saying to a lot of other people, like no disrespect to any girls who, but like after Hugh Hefner passed away, he doesn't he's not associated with the brand, so like anyone can be on Playboy. Like if you pay connection, whatever.
No, but I mean they were really kind of in like a renaissance period of Playboy during.
Like it was like you had to be hand selected by Hugh Hefner. The first woman on the cover of Playboy was Marilyn Monroe. Right. So just even that being said, being able to be compared to her, like I'm one
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I'm a cover model, like Marilyn. You know, so it's like holy cow. So it's really.
So you go, you do the audition.
Yeah. So I do the audition. I get it.
Amazing.
And so when there's 12 months in a year, so I was Miss April. Okay. So what they do, since I didn't sleep with Hef, I didn't have sex with him.
Okay.
But he wanted to, and I'll tell you that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But he has acres and acres, hundreds of acres of land, of property. So there was a house we had separate called the Bunny House, which was like a sorority in a way.
Got it. Okay.
So pros and cons, but
so
like,
you didn't really live at the mansion, but you were on the mansion property.
Yes, and then I would go
in like a guest house.
And like we would go every Sunday for like movie night with Hef, pool parties. Like, we would always go there.
So it's totally like living in a sorority house.
Pretty much. And like and everything's paid for, perks, whatever you want, grotto, pool, you name it, it's there. But the perk is I didn't have to sleep with him. And I got all that stuff. But the girlfriends,
Right. If you lived
If
in
you
the mansion,
lived in the mansion, you had to sleep with him. It was a long.
You were a girlfriend,
and I'm sure
yeah.
you probably got more perks, more money. I don't even care, but I was.
I
Just,
remember the show. I watched the show.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, so I was just happy just to be like
there.
Yeah, like included the property. There was peacocks running around. There's
so
bunnies.
how long did you live at the mansion?
Unfortunately, only for a year because.
But I mean, a year of your life you lived at the Playboy Mansion. Oh my god!
If I could, I would probably want to do like 5 years.
Right.
But you know, because every year, so there's a new, 12 months every year. So for that year, December through,
You're
November,
there.
You're there. Those months
amazing.
And I didn't get Playmate of the Year. My other girlfriend did, but it doesn't even matter because being a Playmate.
You were Miss April.
Exactly. I'm like, it's done.
You're still Miss April.
Yeah, I'm still
right?
That's even more fun. So that's kind of like my. When I think about it, it feels like a dream, because it just doesn't feel real. But
I can imagine it.
The craziest thing that happened though with him. Okay, so because everyone asked me, like even in this magazine and Maxim, they're even asking about Hef. Everybody is so curious about because
I've got questions.
Because nobody can replicate him. Like he is and was an icon, and he, oh my gosh, so. Like I said, when I was body painted, and I had my, party favor trays, he literally had us passing out drugs. Like, I found that out too. There was coke. There was,
and so, but and you're like 18 for money,
18.
and still I didn't know any of this shit.
He's a Quaalude. I didn't even know what a fucking.
Oh, that's old school drugs.
I know. I didn't even know what a
70s.
fucking Quaalude was.
Because they don't really make them.
That goes to show you how old Hef is. That he's trying to like give us because he wanted to like sedate us and shit. So like, so there was Xanax, Quaalude, and here I am, party favor girl, passing out drugs to Dennis Rodman, Carmen Electra.
It goes with the lifestyle a little bit,
exactly. And just like the song, I understood the assignment. Like,
you knew what you were supposed to do.
I knew what I was there to do. I was 18, 19, partying. Like, I wasn't trying to be serious. I wanted to make connections.
Of course.
So, again, I walk up to Hugh Hefner. Hi, flirty, with the party favors, and he goes like this. He goes, he looks at me. He goes, why don't you come back to the mansion and join us? And I didn't know I didn't know.
When he said us, who was he talking about?
Didn't know. So the curiosity killed the cat. So what I did is I was 18, 19. I was fucking curious. Like, and I'm just like, I wasn't saying I was going to fuck him, but like, I was very curious.
Did you have an orgy with Hef?
I wish. No, if he wasn't involved, because I don't even want to notice. I didn't get to see his dick, thank God.
Did you see Hef have orgies?
Yeah, well, what would you consider an orgy? Because what I saw is, so...
More than 3, 4 people?
It was 3 that I walked in on. So, I don't think they were his girlfriends.
So 3 ladies.
Yes.
That weren't his girlfriends.
Yeah, so this is what happened, okay? And that's the thing that kind of like, and I'm so grateful that he didn't see me. But, so let's just use this as an analogy, okay? This is the door.
Okay.
These are the 3 girls all lined up,
on the bed.
Style, ass in the air, ready to go, no condoms. And then, hello. And then there's Hef with his back to me. So again, didn't see the penis, but saw the bum. And literally, I don't know if I can stand up, but it was like 1, 2, like literally. Like,
I mean, that's kind of like what we did the other night.
Yeah,
I'm not
I know,
gonna
but
lie. I can't judge Hef for doing that.
No, but we're all tested and good. Like, God only knows if they are. Like, God only knows. But, oh goodness, as I sit on my.
It's okay. We can edit that out.
I'm like, woo! I sat on my alarm there.
Okay, so you walk in on Hef.
I walk in on him, and thank you God, because his back was to me. He didn't see me, so literally.
You just backed him.
Yes, I literally like opened the door, and then I was like. After I saw like
for me.
penetration, I'm like I'm 18. I like this. I had never even had a threesome. Let alone, I was still kind of like square in a way. Like I did like.
You want to know a secret?
What?
I had my first threesome at 16.
Oh, that's fucking hot.
It was it was an adventure. I'm not gonna say. Okay, I'm like not gonna say anymore. But see, that's like and it was It
helps with your So the older I got. I started, hooking up with girls. I mean, hello.
Did you hook up with the other playmates?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's when I realized I was bisexual because in Montana.
Well, you're surrounded by titties and beautiful women. Like, how can you not?
In Montana, the cows are better looking. Okay, so when I get to California and I see women like you, tits, ass, beautiful, face, I'm like. Oh, and like
and you're in this party environment, and like things get wild.
And then you look at Hef, and it's like old wrinkly balls, and
Did you see it? Did you like ever see his dick?
Not the full thing, not hard, not erect, and I'm really grateful for that because I've dated old dudes, and I've seen what works what works down there, and it doesn't look pretty. So,
my gosh, was it big? Did the other girl? No, like average, above average.
So, even with Viagra.
Well, I mean,
it is what it is.
There's nothing wrong with like a solid 6 inches.
Yeah, if they know how to use it, you know.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming the girls who were fucking him were getting, paid and getting their stuff. But
well, right, there's perks with that level of commitment to the organization, right?
Absolutely.
So
I would assume, right? So,
but you did fuck other people at the mansion. Okay, so
absolutely. And like the grotto, everyone talks about that.
Yeah,
fucking fun. Orgies all the time. But I feel like I feel like it's like a cesspool now. It's like all think about all like the fucking
the fluids.
Yes, the fluids and the sex that's in that thing. I'm like
so when did you get like your first sort of like, I don't know, I'll say boyfriend, when you were like in the mansion life?
Okay, well, Hef had a rule where
tell us
this is
rules.
interesting because they actually just did a documentary on this with Holly Madison and all of his girlfriends.
Yeah, she's going around saying some
negative
lot of
shit.
stuff right
and
now.
I'm here to vouch for Kendra because she was the same age as me, young, she understood. You're there to party, have fun, have a good time. Holly, on the other hand, was a little older.
Yeah,
I feel like she was maybe, I'm not, trying to be judgmental, maybe a little bit of a gold digger because she wanted to marry him.
Yes, and that was very much a theme.
And then the fact that he married Crystal, the girl that I came in there with, Crystal, Christina, Carissa, the two twins. He married the younger, so of course she definitely had a chip on her shoulder because she wanted to.
She was younger.
She wanted to marry him too.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I'm assuming finances. But,
okay, so what was the rule about dating?
Okay, so the rule would be you curfew for everybody, whether you're a playmate, bunny house, girlfriend. Curfew for the mansion was 9 p.m.
Really?
Yes, but listen to this. No, so what Holly makes it sound like is it's like a fucking cult. Like doors are locked at 9, you're chained, you have to have sex.
But that does feel early, especially being in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills. Like that's so early.
Yeah, so that was the only thing that was like kind of But this is the perks to it. Okay, it was literally. Like he had acres, he had pools, he was
like, go come here and have
we
the
had
fun.
Butlers, we could do whatever we wanted on that property, and I made up my own word for this, like because he engaged, like encouraged us to be high, and I was already a stoner anyways, so I'd be there in the bunny house smoking weed, and then at like 3 a.m, I'm like, oh shit, like. I want some chicken nuggets, like from McDonald's, like stoner, like McDonald's.
Did a butler go get you chicken?
Yes. Yeah. But you want to know what I called it? So say
it.
This is the phone.
Yeah.
I called it.
Is it called the bunny line?
It's called Dial a Dream. That's what I called it because pick up the phone, you press 1 or pound, the butler answers day or night. Hi, I'm Jenna in the bunny house. I was wondering if you could please bring some chicken nuggets from McDonald's. No, for real. And they bring it. They fucking bring it.
That's amazing.
So the fact that Holly's like, it's a cult. Like, no, because with a cult, deliver you what you want whenever you want it, day or night. Like, there was no sleeping.
Was there
it was just staying in the property.